All right, so here's the thing. You want to get on a playlist because everybody's telling you that in order to get streams, you need to be on these big playlists. But how do you reach out? You're not getting on a Spotify curator, so how do you get on these private playlists? These people are telling you, my promo service, this and that, I'll get you on here, I'll sell you a list. They're all full of shit. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, sellmusic.com, here to help you go further, faster in your music career by sharing proven marketing techniques and strategies to help transform that passion for making music and bring it all the way over here to a legitimate business, providing you with freedom and fulfillment, two of the most important things in life in general. Playlisting, something that we've all heard, something that has been the top of conversation for the last few years. How do we do it? What is it? What kinds are there? Because it's not just one. We have Spotify editorial playlists, right? The official Spotify logo. This is the cream of the crop. This can change lives real quick. Then you have algorithmic playlists like Release Radar, Discover Weekly, things that you've already saved or liked, and then probably more of that. And then we have user-generated playlists. And these are the gray area that everybody always talks about. Just saw an ad recently on Facebook. It was like $15 and you get like 18 million different contacts for proven playlisters. I was like, okay, I've been part of that list before. Nobody asked me to be a part of that list. Then all of a sudden I start getting dozens, if not hundreds of emails a day from other people looking for whatever it was, right? And I'm not talking about me being on a list for curators for playlists, but this is where it gets sketchy. So Spotify editorial playlists, there's a whole process of doing that. In fact, Spotify lays it out pretty clearly on their website for Spotify for Artists. So you can check that out. I'll put a link under this video. But when it comes to the independent guys, right, the user-generated playlists, there are some huge ones that you can get on. But how do you go through all the mud? You crawl through all these different emails. You try to... It's very infuriating, honestly, when you're reaching out to person after person. This one wants $20. That guy wants $50. This guy hasn't been adding songs for 3 years. How do we cut through the noise and actually get your music on these playlists? Because for all intents and purposes, these playlists will have a huge impact in a positive way to get your music out in front of people that have never heard of you before. And if they have, then even more people. So the three different things that I want to talk about here. Searching for playlists, how to do that in different ways. The pitch, how to actually pitch people. And then what to expect, right? So the first thing, a little cheat code, is if you want to spend some time and effort and side note, I'm just getting right into it, right? To start, we want to open Spotify on desktop from a computer. Now, in the search bar, type @gmail.com and then the genre you're looking for. So for this example, let's say indie. Now, once we hit enter to search, you'll see a bunch of results pop up, everything from artist to podcast. But what we're looking for is playlists in their own section. So open that up, and what you'll see is a bunch of playlists that all feature a Gmail email in their description box. That's why they showed up in search. And this is how old school, we used to go through, and it's a little cheat code. I know a lot of you guys might be familiar with this tactic at this point, but you go through, you find all these different things. I wouldn't click the songs or the users or anything. I click on that tab that says playlists. Then boom, every single playlist shown there lists somebody's Gmail account in the bio. We used to do this for years until all of a sudden we're using tools like Chartmetric, which is very expensive, to go and try to figure out which playlists are legit, which playlists have fake bot streams, which playlists haven't uploaded any new music in a long time, which playlists are just kind of ones to steer clear of. And then how do you source that? How does somebody such as yourself who doesn't want to pay an incredible amount of money per month to use Chartmetric, and then you're doing everything and you have a spreadsheet and you're spending all this time trying to figure out, and then you're pitching, like, it gets very frustrating. So recently, I'm thinking to myself, okay, there has to be something out there. There has to be a way to cut through this noise without paying one of these BS promo companies that'll sell you one of these BS lists, or they'll promote your, God, my fingers are getting carpal tunnel from doing this for so long, talking about these promo companies. $35, $300, I've seen some really high numbers as well. Promise you 100,000 streams. I promise you this, I promise you that. It's because they just click a button and then there's a farm, essentially a big room, probably looks like a trap house with a bunch of phones. They're all on racks, and all they do, boom, 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 and don't get me wrong, they use computers too. They just bot the hell out of your stuff. And if facade numbers are all you want, I assume that you want real people because you're watching one of my videos. I'm not one of these bot guys. There's a better way. I was scrolling through my emails not too long ago, and I saw an email from somebody named Benji. And I'm like, this guy's been emailing me for like 2 years, right? I've been blowing him off over and over and over again. And I'm like, let me go through this email and open it up. And I'm glad I did. He is the founder and developer. He has people on his team, but of a thing called Playlist Supply. You may or may not have heard of this. And this video, I'm not getting paid to do this video or anything. Like I said, I'm trying to bring you guys more resources in things I believe in from people I believe in. And this is one of those things. So Playlist Supply is the most straightforward search engine for playlists. What you could do, and I'll show this up on the screen as I narrate, you can go through, you could find playlists, look at the score, you could see how recent they've been uploading songs, you could see if they're dead, and be able to go through this incredibly simple tool to then create a report that you can then go out and do your stuff. And that's where I lead to this. Playlist Supply has revolutionized the way that we could save time and the efficiencies, right? I'm all about the time-money ratio. If you don't have the money, you need the time. If you don't have the time, you need the money. And if you have both, you are on a God level of opportunity here. Benji and I jumped on a call a few months ago, and we were talking about it. And this guy's just as passionate about his playlist search engine as I am this education thing. And it was a great conversation, very refreshing. Shout out to Benji and his team. And I'm like, you know what? It'd be really cool if you'd be able to go in without having a Chartmetric, which is expensive. And side note, if you're from Chartmetric and I'm misunderstanding how expensive it is because I've been hearing this as the #1 complaint, then let me know. But I mean, Playlist Supply is kind of whooping your ass in terms of everything that they're offering. I'm sorry. Playlist Supply made things super streamlined. I can go on there and I can search, and you could search for similar to other artists. Maybe you sound just like Drake. Maybe you sound just like whoever, Kid Laroi, like whoever's on the radio right now, Doja Cat. And you could find playlists that feature that. You could find playlists that feature certain artists. Maybe you paid for an artist to be on your song, or maybe you have a friend that's on your song, somebody that you're networking with, and they've been featured on other playlists. Like the easiest way to get on user-generated playlists and side note, official editorial playlists as well, is by having somebody on that song that's already been featured on a lot of playlists. It's kind of a easy way in. It's like a whitelist situation. Now, Playlist Supply allows you all these tools very simply, saving you ridiculous amounts of time. It's like $20 a month. In fact, when talking to Benji, I'm like, man, I might mention this in a YouTube video, and here I am talking about it in a whole dedicated video because so many people ask how to get on playlists. Side note, if you're in one of my programs, you already know that I have the Spotify Launch Blueprint as well as the playlisting module. So all of this is covered already, but I appreciate you joining me nonetheless. Now, how do you pitch, right? I've seen people pitch playlists where they write this lifelong story. I've seen people that are going in entitled with 1 or 2 sentences. Typically, I say you can have a couple templates that you copy and paste, but always personalize them. Always go through and see what the playlists are. Once you discover these quality playlists through Playlist Supply, I want you to go in and actually look at what they've posted, look at the artists that they've featured, go in and spend a little bit of time, maybe going on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and seeing some of these artists that they feature that you don't know who they are. Really become a consumer, become somebody that's investigating what kind of music is played on these playlists, and keep in mind, playlists go so far beyond genre specific. They go vibe, mood, cultural. Think about how many different playlists there are for gay pride, for workout mixes, for holiday mixes, for folding laundry playlist. That exists, right? So what we have to do is we have to go personalized. We have to say, hey, this is who I am. I appreciate you building out this playlist for this type of music. And I'm not trying to tell you exactly what to say because I don't want to be the guy who's responsible for all these playlisters getting the exact same email word for word, use my template. I'm not doing that. But be personal, but professional. Don't kiss anybody's ass, but at the same time, don't beg. It's like, hey, this is what it is. Here's a private SoundCloud link, maybe. Now, when it comes to editorial playlists, you have to submit those to Spotify for Artists before the song goes live. But when it comes to user-curated or user-generated playlists, the song has to be live for the most part. If you want to preemptively reach out to these people and give them a private link, that's fine. I've seen that work quite successfully. Now, why do we want to do this? Well, we want to spread the word, right? No different than we're on social media. We're pushing our message, we're pushing our brand, we're pushing our narrative, and getting that marketing piece out into the world to bring people back in. So let's say that 10 different playlists feature you. That's 10 different opportunities for hundreds or single digits or maybe thousands or tens of thousands of new individuals during their day, during their daily routine to discover you, which I think is pretty cool. Now, keep in mind that some of these playlists will cycle songs in, cycle songs out. So just because you got on doesn't mean you're going to be there forever, because you wouldn't want somebody else's old ass music to be on there and not give you a chance. So go in with the understanding of that. Now, one thing I do recommend doing is creating a spreadsheet, whether it's in Google Sheets, Excel, and then have a long list of the quality playlists that you discover. Whether it's the first tactic that I taught you with how to search for Gmail accounts, you can do that. Or use something like Playlist Supply to really develop a beefy, more effective, way higher converting list, and then go through what emails did I send out? Okay, I sent these out. Make another thing for if you have received any response, what was the response? And then do your due diligence as far as following through. So many times, these soft skills, this organizational element within this is what leads a lot of people to failing, or a lot of people to get down on themselves, a lot of people to be frustrated with themselves. And that's the thing that I don't want you guys to run into. Because when you're frustrated, when you're burnt out, it's when the creativity seems to kind of leave the body, right? You have an out-of-body experience in the worst of ways. I want to say one more time, shout out to Benji for being so persistent, because just like I'm telling you guys to be persistent, he was persistent with me. And here we are, talking about an awesome tool from an awesome guy. They have a lot of great resources on there as far as the walkthrough. If you ever get confused, there's little buttons that you can hit and they'll explain everything in great detail. The great thing about it is it's so simple to use. Even I understood it. And I know you guys are like, yeah, but you do what you do. Like there's some things that I look at like it's written in a different languages, and this is not one of those things. Guys, playlisting is going to bring people back to your music. It's going to bring people back to your website, your social posts. So make sure you're building an ecosystem that's really impressive for when people come back. Because if I discover your music and I love what you're doing audio-wise, I want to see what you're doing visually. I want to be able to connect with you and actually become a fan and have those emotional triggers pulled from me to say, oh, I really resonate with this person in a real way, right? And if you want to learn how to market, if you want to learn how to build your brand, I suggest watching this video next. It's going to take you to where you need to be, give you some more understanding of how to get the tools necessary. If you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel and then come follow me over on Instagram where I'm most active. Shoot me a DM, send me a comment. Guys, I appreciate it. All the links in the description box below, and I'll see you in the next video.